the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa.
And this is our news shot where we take something that's kind of out there, whether it's news or gossip or just something that strikes our interest, and we kind of dig into it for a little while.
Share our thoughts. And we would love to hear your thoughts, so subscribe to us here on YouTube. We have great things besides this news shot. We also have
our weekly watch list, which drops every Monday. It's everything that we're everything that we're watching and what we're thinking about it. And we also occasionally have a podcast, and we sometimes have an astrology corner.
That brings me a tremendous amount of joy. Oh. But this week we're talking news, and what was the piece of news that's kind of been bubbling around out there? We got some big names, people coming back from military service.
Yeah.
The world is losing their goddamn mind. Because LeeMinHo and JiChangWook are going to be released from the release. It's not like they're in prison. Are going
discharged.
To be discharged.
Thank
you. That's the proper term. They're going to be discharged from their service, their mandatory military service. In April, I think towards the end, but the countdown has begun. Ooh. And I think we also had another big name that just got out, right?
Siwon, who was in Misang and has done a bunch of films, was discharged.
You just want to say released. It's not really.
It's all those.
They may feel that way. We don't know.
Maybe, I guess so.
That's what's really interesting to me about this. Now, we're all excited because we haven't seen, I'm not the hugest LeeMinHo fan, but I did really, really enjoy him. And I had just started my K-drama, K-drama journey with Legend of the Blue Sea, and then he went into the military. So my experience with him was very minimal. But I really enjoyed him in that, so I am looking forward to see what he does when he gets back. And obviously, JiChangWook is, healer and the whole litany, and he...
Now, neither of them have announced, right, what they're doing? Oh.
I don't know. I mean, are they allowed to until they're actually officially out? I'm not sure.
That I have no idea. I don't
they're
know
not supposed to do any work at all outside of the military while they're in it.
Does that include announcements by the representation?
I can see that
probably. Can I just toss in? I want to say our collaborators. Drama Milk and Drama Current. So Drama Current has all the military dates. So
release.
Discharge dates.
LeeMinHo
Discharge dates.
Is April 25th.
Can you tell how we feel about it?
Right, really.
It's like they've been locked up away from us.
Give them back to us. I bet you feel the same way.
Yes.
Oh, so LeeMinHo's April 25th and JiChangWook is April 27th.
Yes. So we got a little bit of time to get ready.
A few weeks.
So here's my question. Do they... Is it normal for them to get out of the military and instantly start working? Do they take a long break? Is it different varying on how people are? I'm just really curious about that.
I guess so. It's always a big deal when they announce their first project after the military. That's always a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, so what do you think? Do you think they're gonna? Do you think these two will come back really? What about is it Siwon?
Siwon, I guess he's going to be doing an OCN show.
Oh, that's quick.
Which means maybe we'll see it.
Maybe.
It's based on a webtoon. It's called Strangers from Hell.
Oh, so that's quick. That's a quick turnaround then.
Yeah, because he just.
Well, they announced that that's what it's going to be. I'm not sure when it's airing.
Okay.
But yeah.
But still, so an announcement right out of the gate. So it sounds like he's ready to go.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. It'll be curious about.
Now, if we look at some of our favorites, what has their turnaround been?
So I did take a look at some of my favorites, especially because my original favorite, Kim Nam-gil, as many of you know, started his military service in the middle of a show because he didn't get acceptance for a deferment, so they had to cut Bad Guy short by 3 episodes.
That cracks me up every time you tell that story. Every time you tell that story.
So I was curious. I'm like, oh no, was he upset for 2 years and ready to chomp at the bit? Who knows? What he was feeling. But in looking at his filmography, his first project back was actually not an acting project. He produced a film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a music mockumentary called Ensemble.
Nice.
In 2012.
Okay.
Then I saw he directed a short film called Hello, Mom. And his first acting project back, I believe, and you guys may know better than I, but I think it was Shark. It was a television drama in 2013. He has another in the still shot on Vicky. He's got another little mustache.
Oh, that's what it is.
I'm like, how have I not gone back and watched that? I don't know.
Because it's ridiculous. That's why.
You watched it, right?
I watched most of it, but Sung Ye-jin is in it.
That's right.
Oh. So yeah, and boy, the rumors, the shipping was out of control.
I'm sure it
Can
was.
see
I did
why.
like them. I
Yeah.
did like them in that movie. What movie was it that they were in
The
together?
pirate one?
Yes.
Oh,
the pirate
Pirates.
mo- It made no
That,
sense.
that was
it
his
was
next
silly.
acting project.
But
was
they're
that
fun
film.
together.
They're
Yeah.
fun together. I liked
that
that
movie
one.
was bonkers. Yeah.
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 Now, I believe that my little recollection is like Hyung Bin took a lot of time in between his discharge and his
so.
first project back.
When did he?
I believe,
think
based
he
on
looked
our
up the
very
dates, right?
quick research, he gets discharged
quick
at
Google
the end
says.
of 2012, and then his first movie back, or his first project back, wasn't until like
a minute.
2014.
Oh wow.
So that's a huge gap.
Because I think I had heard that his first drama back was Jekyll Me.
That was his first drama, but
That
he
was
did
first
a
drama.
movie,
He did a
Fatal
movie before that.
Encounter. It was his first project back,
Oh.
And when was that?
2014.
Released in 2014. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because
That's
High
almost
Jekyll
a
and Me
full
was
year.
2015.
Yeah, that's almost a full year taking off once you get released. Because let's hypothetically say they
Discharged.
Discharged. So he gets discharged in 2012, takes a little bit of time off, probably shoots Last Encounter in 2013. It gets released in 2014. I mean, still that's a chunk of time.
Feels like a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
So I wonder what that is.
He's highly selective. I
mean,
it
maybe.
makes
Maybe.
sense. Yeah, it's fairly easy to pick up a drama. There's a
Right?
lot of
I mean,
drama.
especially if you're coming up.
lot.
'cause
And if you're Hyun Bin,
yeah,
Secret-
his
was
last
Secret
Secret
Garden
Garden
the
was his
last-
last one, which was
Oh.
juggernaut drama.
That's why
right?
he's probably waiting for the right
Yeah.
project.
But then he
because-
picked Jekyll Hyde Me.
I
And what was-
loved
did
it.
you?
Oh my
Okay.
God, I
Did
so
you?
loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've
Yeah.
heard mixed reviews on that one. Like I think I want to go and watch it, and then I'm like,
the tone of
"Eee."
it would feel, possibly to both of you, if I know your tastes by now, it would probably feel a little dated, even though it was
Okay.
only 2015. But again, that was my first drama back into, and that's where
Interesting. Okay.
the vortex became permanent.
So yeah. And then I find this fascinating that was his last drama until Memories of the Alhambra.
That's right.
Like he hasn't done a
he's done-
drama since.
But it's
then.
done films.
Oh,
right?
films.
Yeah,
I
he doesn't
still
do a lot of
No, I
dramas.
still
Yeah.
am like dramas were his bread and butter, and then he suddenly was like, oh no.
Oh no.
So maybe that was the decision. He's
Maybe
like,
that's
I
what it
wanna
was.
I want to do
I mean,
film.
I am fascinated by that, like what happened, because we've talked about this before when we talk about military enlistment before. Like, do they look at it as a way to like recharge or regroup or be able to,
Yeah.
to think about other things, instead of the constant grind of the monkey brain of having to keep that profile up?
I think what we understand though is the military is so intense, and
Yes.
especially he was a Marine, right?
Good point, yes.
That maybe there is no brain space to consider your career moves at that
you're-
point.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Doesn't Hyun Bin have his own agency?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Sounds
believe so. I
right.
think,
Yeah.
I think
Right.
Vast is his,
Yeah,
right?
I think so. So he's running his own show.
Yeah.
He's making
he
his own-
definitely,
yeah,
whatever happened in that military break, obviously helped him to formulate whatever that next plan was.
Yeah.
So I wonder, I wonder because, the guys are turning 30 or they are 30. So it's about the time you have to kind of start figuring out what this, what that, what is the word I'm looking
Well,
for?
you've reached a
what your
level of
goodwill has
maturity.
you've reached a level of
Yeah.
maturity, but you've also accumulated this amount of,
Gotcha.
of capital in
capital.
celebrity capital in South Korea. And what do you do with that when
Yeah.
you have a 2-year or a year and a half gap, and then
Yeah.
you need to move forward? You probably don't want to go back and do exactly the same thing you were doing. You probably want to capitalize on some of that. So I am now coming from it now, curious to see what all of these guys do.
Yeah,
now.
especially since LeeMinHo went into the military having done some huge dramas. So
Oh,
Correct me if
Yes,
I'm wrong,
and
but I
commercials
think
and-
he actually is the biggest name internationally
I think so, yeah.
of all. He still
I can tell you
ranks.
he's referenced in other dramas.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's like, oh, who do you think you are, LeeMinHo? You know, that kind of thing.
Like
so.
he's a
Yeah.
huge,
He's
huge
name checked
Yeah.
in a lot of
Yeah.
dramas.
And every
which
time
is
they
funny.
do like a ranking of such, but he hasn't done anything to rank in 2 years, and he
he's
still
still on
takes
the top.
number one.
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
So I don't think he'll have any trouble
No,
choosing,
God, no.
choosing a project when he
Yeah,
gets
not
back.
so
even
that
all
makes
that
it
up.
extra exciting. What's it going to be?
It
And
is. I am
who's
looking
he
forward to
going to
that.
do it with?
Yeah. It will be a film.
Writer.
Right?
Yeah, who's the writer
Will
going to
a
be?
Drama.
That's really that. As we continually talk here, I really think the writer is what makes or breaks it. It really is. The director always does a nice job, but it's the writer that makes or breaks it.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
And we can't wrap up anything talking about military and actors without at least finding out what Soji Sub's game plan was. Karen,
Hello.
hello.
Well, of any
recommend
actor,
Soji Sub.
if you don't,
Fisherman.
if you're new to us, the K3, welcome. First of all, yeah, any actor who I've done deep diving and gone back and watch the old stuff at Soji Sub. So going into he got huge and something happened in Bali, and then I'm Sorry, I Love You he was the lead, and that was like mind-blowingly huge. And right after that is when he enlisted in the military. So coming off that huge hit. So he had 2 big hits going in. So he had established himself as a star. So it appears, as best I can interpret from his filmography when he came out, it looks like he might have taken a little, talking about using that celebrity capital. Yeah. He decided to do a film called Rough Cut.
Oh.
Yeah, which which I watched. I've seen it, of course. And it was a low-budget production, so he and the other lead actor, who I know you know,
Kang Ki-won. Kwan.
Yes.
Yes.
His co-star invested their actor fees in exchange for producer.
Kang Ji-won. Yes,
Kang
sorry.
Ji-won.
I mispronounced his name.
Thank you.
I'm such a bad fan. I'm so sorry. Kang Ji-won.
At least you somewhat remember the names. I'm horrible, unless it's my favorites. So they were producers on the film, and it actually became a hit. An unexpected hit at the box office.
And he has his own agency as well.
He now has
so he
his own
also
agency,
did that transition.
51K. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that one does a lot. Like I see that name out there all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it does. It's really interesting, but it does seem that they take that capital, figure out what they're going to do, and probably work with their agency, quietly, and figure out what that transition is. So it's exciting. I'm excited to kind of see what these guys are going to do.
Yeah.
And we only have 3 weeks left. Can't wait. It's going to be fun. All right, well, there it is. Military enlistment coming to an end.
Yes.
For a few people. Anyway, not for all.
Congratulations.
Well, a new wave going in and a new wave coming out.
That's right.
It's an ongoing thing. Anyway.
It's part of being a K-drama fan.
It is. We're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa. Who are you looking forward to being discharged from the military? Let us know. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Leave a comment below. Chime in on the conversation. Come and join our K-drama Copy Klatch. We'll see you soon.